Knock-Turn Orphanage brought to you by Short AI Stories, Publishing and Web Designs by OHS Publishing. Looking for web design or SEO? Call OHS Publishing. Every house on Maple Hollow Drive is decorated for Halloween. Some had inflatable ghosts bobbing in the yard. Some had plastic skeletons climbing the gutters. The McNeills had a fog machine that smelled like burnt marshmallows and a zombie that popped out of a trash can when trick-or-treaters stepped too close. But the Walker house was different. By sunset on Halloween night, it no longer looked like the Walker house at all. It had become Knock-Turn Orphanage. The front porch was draped in black lace. Crooked paper bats hung from the ceiling. A sign made from old cardboard and gray paint leaned beside the door. Knock-Turn Orphanage. Home for peculiar children closed since 1937. Below that, written in red marker, "Do not enter after dark." Naturally, everyone entered after dark. Inside, the hallway had been transformed with flickering battery candles, fake cobwebs, black streamers, and framed portraits that seemed normal from far away but looked suspiciously weird up close. One old-fashioned girl in a lace collar had 6 fingers. A boy in a sailor suit had eyes that followed people down the hall. A baby in a bonnet appeared to be holding a tiny shovel. At the end of the hall, the dining room table had been covered with a black cloth. In the center sat a large glass bowl labeled, "Soul Shards Go Here." Beside it was a dusty-looking envelope sealed with a red wax sticker. The guests gathered around it, whispering excitedly. There were cousins, parents, grandparents, neighbors, and friends from school. Some wore costumes. Some wore only Halloween shirts and called that good enough. 8-year-old Max Walker wore a detective hat, a cape, and one vampire fang because he had lost the other one before dinner. His older sister Lily wore a black dress, combat boots, and a witch hat she insisted was vintage, even though their mom had bought it at a discount store. Their dad, Mr. Walker, wore a tweed jacket and round glasses. Their mom, Mrs. Walker, wore a long velvet cloak and smiled like she knew something terrible. Grandma Rose had come dressed as a fortune teller, complete with bangles, scarves, and a crystal ball that was actually a garden globe from the backyard. Uncle Pete wore a werewolf mask that he could not breathe in. And somewhere in the house, hidden from everyone, was Aunt Rachel. Aunt Rachel had volunteered to be the keeper. Nobody had seen her costume yet. This made everyone nervous, especially Max. "What if she jumps out?" he asked. Lily looked at him. "That is literally the point." "I know, but what if she does it near my face?" "Then scream with dignity." "I don't think I have dignity." "Clearly." Mrs. Walker clapped her hands. The room quieted. "Welcome, investigators," she said in her best dramatic voice, "to Knock-Turn Orphanage." Thunder rumbled from a speaker hidden behind the curtains. A few younger kids squealed. Mrs. Walker held up the envelope. "The Society of Unusual Hauntings has hired you to investigate the mysterious disappearance of Headmaster Orville Knock." Grandma Rose gasped. "Not Orville." Mr. Walker nodded gravely. "A tragic case." Mrs. Walker continued. "Many years ago, Knock-Turn Orphanage was a home for peculiar children. Children who could whisper to mirrors. Children who could hear clocks before they struck. Children whose shadows sometimes walked away without them." Max looked down at his own shadow. It stayed put. For now. "But one Halloween night," Mrs. Walker said, lowering her voice, "the headmaster vanished. The children were left behind. The orphanage sealed itself, trapping their spirits inside. Every Halloween, the boundary weakens. And tonight..." The hidden speaker played a long, creaking door sound. Mrs. Walker whispered, "They are reaching out." The lights flickered. Everyone froze. Then the lights came back on. Mrs. Walker smiled. That was a practice haunting. Uncle Pete took off his werewolf mask. I was not scared. I was adjusting my snout. No one asked, Lily said. Mrs. Walker removed 5 small cards from the envelope and placed them on the table. Your mission is to search the orphanage and find the 5 hidden soul shards. Each shard contains a piece of the spell that trapped the children here. Once all 5 are found, bring them to this table. Then we must speak the banishing phrase together before the final bell rings. What happens if we don't? Max asked. The lights flickered again. A whispering sound filled the hallway. Mrs. Walker leaned closer. Then the keeper stays. Everyone looked toward the dark hallway. Somewhere in the house, a bell rang once. Ding. The game had begun. The rules were simple, or at least they sounded simple. There were 5 soul shards hidden throughout the main party area. They looked like glowing teal stones, though Lily had already guessed they were painted foam rocks with little battery lights inside. Each soul shard came with a clue. The players had to find all 5, bring them to the dining room table and place them in the glass bowl. But there were problems. Problem 1. The house lights would flicker every 15 minutes, followed by a spooky sound effect. When that happened, every player had to freeze until the lights came back on. Problem 2. The keeper roamed the orphanage. If the keeper caught someone moving during a haunting, that player had to freeze for 30 seconds. If the keeper caught someone holding a soul shard, that player had to surrender the shard and complete a forfeit before getting it back. The forfeits were silly but embarrassing. Could you draw a spider web on the whiteboard? Sing Monster Mash in a ghost voice. Walk like a zombie from the kitchen to the living room. Say, I am a brave little pumpkin 3 times while everyone watches. Max feared that one most. I refuse to identify as a pumpkin, he said. You'll survive, Lily told him. The guests split into teams. Max joined Lily, Grandma Rose, and their neighbor Theo, who was 9 and took everything too seriously. We need a strategy, Theo said. We look for glowing rocks, Max said. That's not a strategy, that's wandering. Grandma Rose adjusted her fortune-teller scarf. The spirits will guide us. Lily opened the first clue card. It read, Shard 1, the lonely lullaby, where tiny heads once went to sleep. Could you look beneath what shadows keep? The nursery, Lily said immediately. We don't have a nursery, Max said. No, but we have the guest room with creepy dolls. Oh, Max said. I hate that room. That's why we go there. The guest room had been transformed into the orphanage nursery. 3 old dolls sat on the bed staring straight ahead. A rocking chair creaked by itself, thanks to a fishing line tied through the hallway. A music box played a slow, tinkly version of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Max stood in the doorway. Nope. Lily pushed him forward. Detectives don't say nope. Smart detectives do. Grandma Rose walked to the rocking chair and waved her hands over it. I sense coupons. That's because Mom hid coupons in the cushion last week, Lily said. Theo crouched by the bed. Tiny heads once went to sleep means pillows. He lifted the first pillow. Nothing. Second pillow. Nothing. Third pillow. A doll fell sideways. Max screamed. The doll's head rolled onto the blanket and stared at him. Lily laughed so hard she had to lean against the doorframe. It's not funny, Max said. That baby attacked me emotionally. Grandma Rose lifted the doll's body, then gasped. Underneath was a glowing teal stone, the first soul shard. Theo grabbed the attached clue. It read, A child who dreams is never alone, but do not trust the one who hums. The music box stopped. From the hallway came a low humming. Everyone froze. Not because of the official haunting, because the humming was not coming from a speaker. At least Max did not think it was. "Is that Aunt Rachel?" he whispered. Lily held up one hand. The humming drifted closer. Slow, soft, tuneless. Then something scratched gently against the guest room door. Grandma Rose smiled brightly. "This is excellent production value." The door creaked open. A tall figure stood in the hallway. Cloak, hood, pale mask, long black gloves. The keeper. Max's body forgot how to use its legs. The keeper slowly turned her masked face toward the glowing soul shard in Theo's hand. Theo whispered, "Retreat." They all ran. Grandma Rose ran surprisingly fast. The second clue sent them to the kitchen. Shard 2. The cook's secret. The children cried, the cupboards knew. "Look where the gingerbread watches you." Mrs. Walker had decorated the kitchen like an old orphanage pantry. Glass jars held gummy worms, candy eyeballs, pretzels labeled witch bones, and marshmallows labeled ghost droppings, which Grandma Rose said was unappetizing but accurate. On the counter stood a gingerbread house. It looked adorable. Too adorable. Lily narrowed her eyes. "Suspicious," Max pointed. "The gingerbread watches you." The gingerbread house had candy windows and a tiny chocolate front door. Theo leaned close. "There are gummy bears inside," Grandma Rose gasped. "Trapped souls." "No, snacks," Max said. Lily lifted the roof. Inside the gingerbread house was the second soul shard, also 3 gummy bears. Max took one. The kitchen lights flickered. Awolf's howl echoed through the house. "Freeze!" Lily hissed. Everyone stopped. The official haunting had begun. For several seconds, nobody moved. The house went dark except for orange string lights along the cabinets. A fog machine puffed from somewhere near the pantry. Max stood with a gummy bear half in his mouth. The keeper appeared at the kitchen entrance, slowly, dramatically, cloak trailing across the floor. The mask turned left, then right, then toward Max. Max's eyes widened. He realized the gummy bear was still sticking out of his lips. "Do not chew," he told himself. "Please don't chew." The keeper drifted closer. Max's jaw trembled. The gummy bear slipped. He accidentally swallowed. The keeper pointed at him. "Caught." The lights came back on. Everyone burst into laughter. Mrs. Walker, watching from the doorway, announced, "Max moved during the haunting. I was digesting. The spirit saw." The keeper held out one black-gloved hand. Max sighed and surrendered the soul shard. His forfeit card said, "Draw a spider web on the whiteboard while saying, 'The spiders are my friends.'" Max stared at it. "This orphanage is cruel." He completed the forfeit with minimal dignity. The keeper returned the shard, patted his head with one gloved hand, and vanished down the hall. Max looked at Lily. "Aunt Rachel is enjoying this too much." Lily nodded. "Absolutely." By the time they found the third shard, the adults were fully invested. This was not what Max had expected. He thought adults would mostly stand around eating dip and pretending not to care. Instead, Uncle Pete had formed a rival team called the Werewolf Bureau, and Mr. Walker had begun speaking in a fake British accent. The third clue read, "Shard 3, the Mirror Child." She had no face, but saw them all. You can find her behind the silver wall. "The bathroom," Theo said. "The mirror," Lily said. "The downstairs bathroom smells like fake smoke and Uncle Pete's cologne," Max said. "Then we proceed bravely," Grandma Rose declared. The downstairs bathroom had been turned into a spooky mirror room. The lights were dim. A plastic raven perched above the sink. On the mirror, written in red washable marker, were the words, "Who is standing behind you?" Everyone turned at once. No one was behind them. Max relaxed. Then the shower curtain moved. Everyone stared. The shower curtain moved again. Theo lifted one corner. A rubber skeleton fell out. Max screamed again. "I do not like this house," he announced. "It is literally your house," Lily said. "Not tonight, it isn't." The clue said, "silver wall," so Lily examined the mirror. A small envelope was taped behind the bottom edge. Inside was another note. "Not every reflection belongs to the living. Count the eyes that are not yours." Grandma Rose leaned toward the mirror. "I see mine." "I see mine," Theo said. "I see mine," Lily said. Max looked. In the mirror, behind them, tiny paper eyes had been stuck along the wall. Googly eyes, monster eyes, cartoon eyes, glitter eyes. They counted. 27, Theo said. "Wrong," Lily replied. "There are 28. "Where?" Lily pointed to the raven. One tiny teal glow flickered inside its plastic eye. The third soul shard was hidden in the raven. Theo carefully popped open a compartment in the bird's back and removed it. The raven cawed. Everyone jumped. Max glared at it. "You and I are not friends." The fourth shard was the hardest. The clue read, "Shard 4, the headmaster's key." He vanished where the records sleep. Could you find the name that the walls still keep? This sent them to the living room, which had become the orphanage record office. Mrs. Walker had covered the coffee table in old folders, labeled with spooky names. Matilda Moon, age 9, could speak backward in dreams. Percival Thimble, age 11, misplaced his shadow. Agnes Hollow, age 7, heard whispers from locked jars. Edgar Finch, age 10, sneezed badly during pollen season. Max loved that one. The walls had paper signs, fake newspaper clippings, and old records pinned up with thumbtacks. Mr. Walker stood nearby in his tweed jacket, pretending to be an inspector. "Ah," he said in his fake British accent. "The records room, most mysterious." "Dad," Lily said, "you sound like a haunted butler trying to sell insurance." "Thank you." They searched folders. Nothing. They checked under the couch. Nothing. They looked behind curtains, inside fake books, under candy bowls, and behind a plastic skull. Nothing. Meanwhile, the keeper roamed closer. Now and then, they saw the cloak pass through the hallway. The next haunting was due any minute. Theo began sweating. "We are losing time." "Relax," Lily said. "I do not relax during investigations." Grandma Rose sat in an armchair and held up her crystal ball. "The answer lies not beneath, but within." "Within what?" Max asked. "The paperwork." Theo groaned. "That is vague." But Lily was staring at the folders. "Find the name the walls still keep," she said. "Maybe one of these names appears somewhere else." They checked the walls. Matilda Moon, Percival Thimble, Agnes Hollow, Edgar Finch. More names. None repeated. Then Max noticed something. The first letters of the children's names on one wall formed a pattern. M-O-R-T-I-M-E-R. "Mortimer," he said. The adults turned. Lily looked at him. "What?" "Mortimer. The first letters spell Mortimer." Mr. Walker dropped the British accent. "Nice catch, buddy." Max tried to look humble and failed. "I am a genius pumpkin." "Brave little pumpkin," Lily corrected. "No." They found the folder labeled Mortimer Knock, hidden inside a fake wall safe made from a black painted shoebox. Inside was the fourth soul shard and a key tied with a ribbon. The note read, "The headmaster did not vanish. He was locked below by the children he betrayed." The room went silent. Even though everyone knew this was a game, the words felt colder than the others. From the hallway came the sound of a child laughing, then another, then many. The lights flickered. Official haunting. Everyone froze. The keeper appeared in the living room doorway. This time she was not alone. A small figure in a white sheet stood beside her. Then another appeared behind the couch, then another near the stairs. The younger cousins had joined in. Ghosts, tiny, giggling, wobbly ghosts. The keeper pointed one long gloved finger at the soul shard in Lily's hand. Lily did not move. A cousin ghost sneezed under his sheet. Theo's mouth twitched. "Don't laugh," Max whispered. "I'm not. You are. I am controlling myself." The ghost sneezed again and said, "I can't see." Theo burst out laughing. The lights came back. The keeper caught him, his forfeit. Walk like a zombie from the living room to the kitchen while singing "Happy Birthday" in a monster voice. Theo performed it with intense seriousness. Everyone applauded. "I committed to the role," he said. Only one shard remained. The fifth clue had been hidden inside Mortimer Knock's folder. It read, "Shard 5, the locked below. 5 shards wake what 5 shards seal. Seek the place where old bones kneel. But beware the keeper's final round, for what was lost waits underground." "The basement," Max whispered. Everyone looked toward the basement door. The Walker basement was not scary during the day. It had a washer, a dryer, storage bins, holiday decorations, and an old treadmill nobody used. But tonight, the door had been decorated with black paper chains and a sign that read, "Lower Ward. No children after midnight. It's 8:12, Lily said. "That sign is still aggressive," Max replied. Mrs. Walker handed out flashlights. "This is the final search. Everybody can join this one." The whole group gathered at the basement door. Uncle Pete had his werewolf mask back on. Grandma Rose held her crystal ball. Mr. Walker carried a lantern. The younger cousins whispered under their sheets. The keeper stood at the back of the group, silent as a nightmare. Mrs. Walker opened the basement door. Cold fog rolled out. Max clutched Lily's sleeve. "How did Mom make the basement foggy?" "Dry ice," Lily whispered. "Or ghosts. Also possible." They descended. The basement lights were off. Battery candles lined the shelves. Old sheets covered furniture. Halloween sound effects played softly from somewhere. Dripping water, distant whispers, chains dragging. At the far end of the basement was a cardboard cell door painted to look rusty. Behind it sat a skeleton in a top hat. A sign on the skeleton read, "Headmaster Orville, knock." Theo pointed. "Old bones kneel." The skeleton was seated, not kneeling. "Maybe his bones are emotionally kneeling," Max said. They searched around the skeleton. Nothing. Under the chair. Nothing. Inside the hat. Candy corn. Max took some. Lily examined the cardboard cell door. There was a paper lock on it. "Wait. The key." Theo pulled out the key they found with the 4th shard. It fit into a small cardboard flap. When he turned it, the cell door swung open. Inside, taped to the skeleton's chest, was a note. The headmaster stole the children's magic and hid it in his heart. Grandma Rose placed one hand dramatically on her chest. "Rude." Max carefully lifted the skeleton's ribcage. A teal glow pulsed inside. The 5th soul shard. He reached for it. Behind him, the keeper hissed. Everyone screamed and scattered. The basement erupted into chaos. The cousins ran in circles under their ghost sheets. Uncle Pete's werewolf mask fell off. Mr. Walker dropped his fake lantern, which bounced harmlessly on the carpet. Grandma Rose shouted, "Protect the child," and blocked the keeper with her crystal ball. Max grabbed the shard. The lights flickered. Final haunting. Everyone froze. The basement became almost completely dark. Only the 5 soul shards glowed teal. The keeper moved between them. Slow, silent, searching for motion. Max held the final shard against his chest and tried not to breathe. The keeper stopped in front of him, Her mask hovered inches from his face. Max stared straight ahead. Do not move. Do not blink. Do not sneeze. Somewhere behind him, Uncle Pete whispered, "My nose itches." Lily whispered, "Don't." Uncle Pete sneezed. The lights came back. The keeper spun toward him, caught his forfeit. "Say, 'I am a brave little pumpkin,' 3 times in your scariest voice." Max pointed at him. "Justice." Uncle Pete performed it beautifully. Then Max ran upstairs with the final shard. Everyone followed, laughing and shouting. The keeper chased them all the way to the dining room. The 5 soul shards glowed in the glass bowl. Teal light shimmered across everyone's faces. The house lights dimmed. Mrs. Walker stood at the head of the table holding the final envelope. "You have found all 5 soul shards," she said. "You have unlocked the truth of Knock-Turn Orphanage." She opened the envelope. Inside was one last message. The children were never evil. They were lonely. The headmaster tried to steal their magic, but they trapped him below and sealed the orphanage so he could not escape. Now, after all these years, the spirits need us to set them free. Grandma Rose dabbed her eye with a napkin. "This is moving," Lily whispered to Max. "Grandma is crying over a skeleton in Dad's basement." "Art is powerful," Max whispered back. Mrs. Walker raised both hands. "To break the curse, everyone must say the phrase together." She held up the card. Everyone gathered around the table. Even the keeper stood nearby, cloak still and hood low. Mrs. Walker counted down. 3. The lights flickered. 2. The soul shards glowed brighter. 1. Everyone shouted. "Spirits of the past, we set you free. Let this house return to be." For 1 second, nothing happened. Then the house exploded into celebration. Not literally, which was good for insurance reasons. Orange and purple lights flashed. Upbeat Halloween music blasted from the speakers. The fog machine puffed one last dramatic cloud through the hallway. The younger kids cheered. Uncle Pete howled. Grandma Rose shook her bangles like magical maracas. The keeper removed her hood. Aunt Rachel's face appeared beneath the mask, grinning and very sweaty. "I could not see a thing in that," she said. Max pointed at her. "You were terrifying." "Thank you." Mrs. Walker pulled back the black curtain over the kitchen doorway. Behind it was the treat table, cupcakes with candy eyeballs, cookies shaped like bones, a bowl of gummy worms, caramel apples, popcorn hands with candy corn fingernails, a punch bowl labeled Orphanage Brew. Everyone cheered louder. The mission was complete. The spirits were free. Knock-Turn Orphanage had been saved. Mostly. Because later, after the party ended, after the guests went home, after the decorations stopped glowing and the dishwasher hummed in the kitchen, Max went back to the dining room to look for his missing vampire fang. The house was quiet. Normal quiet. Not a spooky party. Quiet. He found the fang under the table beside the glass bowl. The 5 soul shards were still inside, no longer glowing. Max picked up his fang. Then he noticed something. There was a 6th shard in the bowl, smaller than the others, darker, not teal, green. Max frowned. "Mom?" No answer. He reached into the bowl and lifted the tiny stone. It was cold. From the hallway the music box began to play, slow, tinkly, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Max turned toward the guest room. The door was closed. He knew they had left it open. The music stopped. A soft voice whispered from behind the door. "Again?" Max stared. Then he smiled. Because he was scared. But he was also a detective, and a brave little pumpkin. Even if he would never admit that part out loud. He put the 6th shard back in the bowl. Then he ran upstairs to wake Lily. After all, Some hauntings were too good to investigate alone.